Well, I want to bring in to discuss this Vice President of Research at the Government Accountability Institute and co-host of Drill Down with Peter Schweitzer. Eric Eggers is with us. Eric, it's good to see you.
Grant, it's great to be with you. This is an incredibly important topic, and finally, what we've all known about for some time, but the left has lied about and denied and closed their eyes and turned the other way. Now the evidence is beginning to be overwhelming, so even the left can't pretend that this isn't happening. You're very smart. I'm sure you heard it. I'm sure your audience heard it. But when the governor of New Jersey says, oh, well, these are just the people, by the way, who were registered to vote by the software who checked that they weren't a citizen, what about the people who checked that they were a citizen? She didn't say anything about that. And by the way, you know who else is not buying it, as you said, that this is not a human error? Who else is not buying it is the software company. They came out with a statement today and said, oh, no, it's actually New Jersey human beings who still had to administer the system. So, applaud the effort by New Jersey's governor, but there's a lot more to see here despite what she's saying.
All right. I didn't see that statement from the software company, but it backs up exactly. When I saw this, I knew instantly it had to take humans in order to do this. So, Eric, you hear the mainstream media now saying, well, this isn't that widespread, 6,600, which is a pretty big number. You guys at your organization dig into this. How widespread is it? Is it just New Jersey or are there other states?
Well, of course there are other states. Like, there's no world in which the illegal immigrants only decided, you know what we're going to do? We're going to get together and we're going to target New Jersey. By the way, Department of Homeland Security last week sent a letter to New Jersey's Secretary of State, and they said, we believe there are at least 19,000, maybe as many as 35,000 illegal immigrants whose names, addresses, social security numbers match known illegal immigrants that are in our Department of Homeland Security database. We would like you to take these steps. So it's not like the New Jersey governor woke up one day and said, hey, we're going to admit to this software glitch. We're going to admit to this error. This is a limited thing. You notice they're not taking any blame for the fact that illegal immigrants can register to vote on a regular basis because of the motor voter law, the fact that you have DMV officials are the only ones actually keeping non-citizens off of these voter rolls. So she's admitted, this New Jersey governor, to one small sliver of one type of way the non-citizens get on the rolls, but it's much more widespread than that. The Department of Homeland Security officials said, we think there's 35,000 in New Jersey. They said, we think there's 190,000 in California. So just do the math. And these, by the way, there's just two of the states. Imagine all the other states like Oregon, Washington, that are actively suing our own federal government to keep the unredacted voter rolls from being turned over so they can only do the one thing, which is to make sure our elections are safe and secure. Let's make sure there's only citizens on the voter rolls. That's what they're trying to do. Right, the blue states are fighting them about it.
Look, California has the double whammy because they give illegal aliens driver's licenses. So they'll give an illegal alien a driver's license, and they also ask you if you want to register to vote at the DMV as well. So now you're set up for failure at every level in California. And I know California is not the only state that does this. I'm not even sure it's a good idea to be registering people to vote at the DMV. I know, Eric, we want to make it easy for people to register to vote, and I do too. But now where it's so ripe just to be fraudulent.
No, so talk about California for a second and just use common sense. California, and there's been reporting on this, spends literally $1 billion with a B on services for non-citizens and illegal immigrants, including, per their attorney general, to give non-citizens an attorney to help keep them from being deported. So if you're a Democrat in California and you're spending $1 billion on illegal immigrants, you telling me you don't want them voting? Like, that's your constituency. So I mean, they even have a metric in a provision in Los Angeles for the local election this fall to allow non-citizens to vote in local elections. So they do the opposite of try to keep illegals or keep people who shouldn't be eligible to vote from voting. They've embraced illegals open-handed. The current Attorney General, Rob Bonta, when he was in the state assembly, he sponsored a bill just to let non-citizens into the polling place, even though they shouldn't be there in the first place. It's crazy. Wow. So this is a widespread problem. President Trump's been talking about it for a decade. Finally, we're seeing some meat on the bone and some numbers to go with what we've all suspected for a long time.
Last question for you. What's the solution to this? Because the Save America Act, I'm not sure, solves this problem of the DMV.
It does not. It's a great point. But I think just like President Trump's press conference last week, Mark Wayne Mullen had a press conference the following day where he laid out these 278,000 non-citizens they know about. What it does is it gives numbers to the reason why we have to pass the Save America Act is because American elections currently are not secure. So we need to take common sense steps. The Save America Act is one such solution. We should be auditing the voter rolls. By the way, Department of Homeland Security is already threatening to withhold money from the states that won't let the federal government make sure only citizens are on their voter rolls. So between that and passing common sense solutions like voter ID, those are two things that we can do now to make sure the elections this fall are as safe and secure as we were all told they were in 2020.
Yeah. It's great stuff. The work that you guys do at your organization, you and Peter Schweitzer, thank you for that, Eric Eggers. We do appreciate it. And, of course, thank you for coming on tonight.
Hey, it's my pleasure. Always good to be with you. Thank you for elevating such an important topic on your program.